Welcome to the 2350 Effect. The 2350 Effect starts.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2350 Effect. This is our second year anniversary of the 2350 Effect. I'm your co-host, collaborator, Damian Kinsey of the 2350 Effect, and I'm joined, as always, by Dr. Farron. Dr. Farron, introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight for our anniversary celebration of the 2350 Network. We are so excited to have you here. I'm Tanya Farron. I am the co-founder of the 2350 Network, as well as the owner of Creative Living Ideas. And by day, I am a middle school virtual principal. So lots of different hats and lots of plates spinning in the air, but this is a fun thing that I do every week with Damian.
Yes, it's definitely fun. We have a lot to talk about and discuss definitely this week.
Oh, you know
Excuse
what?
me.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. Happy 2 years.
Happy 2 years.
All right. And those people joining us, thank you for joining us, those network members. We see Christy out there, who's a 2350 Network member. Jackie, who's a founding 2350 Network member. We got Dr. Rowe, who's out there, who's a 2350 member. Leslie's a founding 2350 network member. And those people are all also out there as well. Please make sure you join us. Put your name in the chat so we can show you some love and support, because we thank you for all your love and support, and share with those people out there as well, because we want to have a fun celebration and conversation as well. Thank you, Meryl, for joining us as well. Appreciate you from Jersey. Nick, who's a 2350 Network member, thank you for joining us as well.
Yeah, it's great to see everybody. Thanks, everyone, for being here to help us celebrate this exciting, time this month, May.
It's definitely a fun and exciting time. As always, we kind of start this off with a, Now, laugh, call, or text is that thing that made you laugh out loud, call somebody, or text somebody. So we'll do a little bit different this time. We'll try to figure out one of those laugh, call, text moment that we had in the last 2 years, if we could think of anything as well. So we're kind of like take it way back with our laugh, call, or text.
Take it way back. Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me jog my memory and go all the way back, huh?
Yes. What's your laugh, call, or text?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I have a lot of them. Do I just have to have one?
You get as many as possible. I'll give you the floor.
Oh, nice. I don't know. Laugh, call, or text is always so fun to be able to do. It kind of takes a moment for you to reminisce about the past. So those of you in the audience, drop in your most recent or your latest or a laugh, call, or text that you want to share out. I would have to say, I've had a lot of great laugh caller texts with our members as well as with Damien. We recently just finished, if you noticed, we might have some new things to show, but that was a pretty fun call and text that we sent each other about some things that you might see on your screen. That was pretty fun recently that we were able to talk about. But I will also say, when, we are here as a community, sometimes our laugh caller texts are not always joyful and fun, that we are talking about things that might be challenging for us. Or maybe we've gotten some news that maybe wasn't the best news. And, it's always been nice to be able to share that with each other also and have a community and friend support to be able to do that. And I would just have to say, I usually do laugh caller texts about my kids and my family often. Also, this will be the last thing I bring up. Usually something crazy about one of my grand dogs, a picture of my grand dog sleeping somewhere, or a silly face of theirs. And I absolutely love when I get those from my family. So Damien, how about you? What's your laugh caller text?
My laugh caller text has to be when we were figuring out the name. And the process of it, I think we kind of went up to 74, 78 different names. We originally had a name. And those people out there heard the story. We originally had a name, and then we didn't want to use it. Well, I didn't kind of want to use it. And then we brainstormed and figured out another name. And you were like, why don't we just call it the 2350 Network? And then we talked about, then we tried to brainstorm the actual name of the show. And then we eventually came up with the 2350 Effect. We had some decent ones. We had stuff that, people were doing before. And then we had stuff that was just way off, and that was the funny part about it. That was the biggest laugh caller text that automatically sits in my brain. Thank you, Jackie. We do have the 2350 shirts. We have the 2350 cups now.
Mm-hmm.
So much.
That was so fun. I loved that. I agree. That was really an exciting moment. So those of you going back 2 years ago, we had just wrapped up the virtual wellness experience from 2 years ago, and Damien and I were on the phone. We were excited. We had a great experience with the people presenting, and we were talking about a presentation that he had given, and it was on the 2350 Effect. What the 2350 means. And so I'll let him share what that means for those of you that don't know. And it was so exciting. I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. That's what we should call the network. And, we were on like a true high, like enthusiastic high. We were excited about it. So you want to share out what your topic was kind of about and what you talked about and how it came about?
So yeah, it was living the 2350 Effect. It was a conversation, the topic what I have with people all the time, and it was kind of one of those big topics that was near dear to my heart and was coming up. And I would have a lot of conversations with people and individuals. Shout out to Linda. Linda's a 2350 member as well. Thank you for joining us. And we would have these conversations, and people would describe their day, and they describe their day of 5 or 10 minutes of a bad moment. And I will always talk about, like, how do you let 5 or 10 minutes disrupt the other 23 hours and 50 minutes of your day? And people would live in those 5 or 10 minutes, and it would be like, the description of the day. But we've done so many things during the course of the day that was so great and positive that we're living in those 5 or 10 minutes. So the 2350 Effect is all about don't let 10 minutes of a bad moment disrupt the other 23 hours and 50 minutes of your day. Thank you, Kenneth, for joining us and showing up. Kenneth is truly supportive. He'll send the information out. He also sent it to me too. And you know what? Like last week during Virtual Wednesday, it was very helpful, Kenneth, because it was easier to get to the link because the link was kind of, getting kind of all over the place. So thank you. That's kind of really supportive, and I think that as well. Bobby Lee, thank you, Clark, for joining us as well. And we have the black shirts. We have the cup. And folks, we also have gray 2350 Network shirts. And it has the quote on the back.
I love it.
All right. I'll put that to the side. All right. So that was the moment and whatnot. So Dr. Farron, question: what made you kind of say I'm on board with that? And all right, that'll be a good name or whatever. How did it hit you?
Well, I feel like when when you were doing that presentation, it really resonated with me, that people do really sit in those 10 minutes, 5 minutes of a really bad situation that occurred instead of looking at the big picture of the whole day of all the rest of the things that have gone really, really well or other good things that happen. And I know we wanted to build our network on positivity, on collaboration, on growth mindset. And so when we went to build the network, it was just like perfection. Like that was just a perfect way to go through and show that, that this is what the network is about, right? It's about collaboration. It's about support. It's about a growth mindset. It's about members who are helping other members. So, and that's really what our network is doing as well.
So true. Definitely in the spirit of the network and supporters. It's so great to see so many network members out there supporting, showing up as well. Dr. Farron, you want to ask the next question? You want me, or do you want to get into network member videos?
Let's do a network member video.
All right. So the thing about it is we had network members throughout the year show up and support and come out. So we have a network member who decided to send a video for our anniversary and their anniversary as well. So watch this.
So my cat set me down for an intervention. And apparently, talking to the cats all day long does not constitute a social life. So I joined the 2350 network, and not only did I meet friends, I gained mentors, I gained employment opportunities, I gained better habits, and I gained confidence. And I actually found my people. I have people that actually check on me and ask me how I'm doing, and the cats never do that. So if you're looking for your people too, then why don't you come check out our network? We have a lot of fun, and pets or no pets are welcome, and there's absolutely no judgment.
I love that. Thank you, Christy, for sending that video in.
Yes, thank you, Christy, for that, for sending that video, sharing, and putting it. It's definitely a fun video, and it shows Christy's personality. We appreciate you so much. Your cat having that conversation and sitting down with you for you to join the network. We definitely love that, and we love and appreciate you for all your support and what you do to support the network and people outside the networks. Thank you so much. And Jackie's joining us from Facebook. Cool.
Love that. Yeah. Thank you for doing that, Jackie. Yes, no, I love that, Christy. I love the way that you sent that video to us and shared that with us, that your cat had an intervention with you. If you know Christy, she loves her cats. And so I love that they did that for you. That is amazing. It was a perfect video. And, she's been just an integral member of the network. She's just shows the true meaning behind what the network is. So we really appreciate that. Damien, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Okay. So within the network, we have, for those of you who don't know, we have different activities that we do every single month with our members. And one of the things that Damien really leads is called Leadership and Lemonade. And so I want to talk about that for a minute. So what made you, Damien, think about hosting a session every month on leadership? Well, and lemonade, but on leadership in particular for our network?
I think the great part about Leadership and Lemonade is it's supposed to be fun and also interactive. That's the lemonade part, is the fun part. It's a classic drink, but the leadership part about it is the aspects of how do we make a twist on classic or innovative leadership. Mm-hmm. And that's the part that I always wanted to capture. I wanted to make sure that our members had, the type of professional development and leadership conversations that we had, but it also pertains to what's going on with them. Thus, the conversations and topics that we come up with are interactive and unique, and it flows. And I always have fun every month at the end of the month having those conversations on the last Saturday of the month.
So I have another question for you. So how do you come up with the topics? Because Damien is an amazing facilitator of this conversation. And those of you who are in the audience right now that have been to Leadership in Lemonade, can you drop just one line, one sentence in about kind of your experience with being a participant in Leadership in Lemonade? What have you learned or experienced in one of those Saturday sessions? So Damien, where do you get your inspiration? Because Damien asks some really deep, thought-provoking questions, not just for those of people who are leaders, but for people who have worked under a leader. Where do you come up with this? Where's the brainchild for this, Damien?
I think the biggest thing is I know it's kind of similar to what you do with Think Tank. I try to pull from the network, but also try to pull from things that are going on around. I think the last one we had on, it was a leadership discussion, and we were talking about, how the audio rooms affect the level of leadership, and that was the example we used about leadership, and it was about change agent leadership. How do you deal with being a change agent leader? And we use the context of how the audio rooms were run, and you had change agents who were responsible for disseminating information about the audio rooms or getting information from people in the audio room group. And then you had some people who were giving the information about the audio rooms from the perspective of their own personal values or shared experiences, but then you had other people bringing back the experience of their audience. So we were having that conversation, and how does a change agent leader in context overall affects change and development, and where do you look for support? Because as a leader, you don't necessarily have to have a job title to be a leader. And we talked about that. So kind of pull from our experience where we shifted from live events to audio rooms and having that conversation, because those people have been through the audio room inception of it and the end of the audio rooms. We missed the audio rooms. We had a special bond and relationship through that. So that was one of them.
Yeah. And so those of you that missed that audio room, the network provides sort of a similar experience to that. And we'll go into our own campus here shortly, but super excited to be able to continue with Leadership in Lemonade. As you can see, there's a lot of deep discussion that happens through the network. It's not just, we just get together and chat about things, but there's a lot of deep thought that goes into it. There's a lot of, shared experiences. You're going to learn from other people. You're going to hopefully grow your mindset about leadership in that specific topic. And so, we really are here to help develop the members of our network in a really, current fashion, I want to say. As Damien said, he picks topics that are kind of more current for people.
Yeah, we had a lot of topics, and I'm actually looking at the topics. How do you empower your team? Proactive leadership. Managing up was a conversation and discussion. What makes someone an effective or ineffective leader? What are traits of a good leader? And, we talked about the CEO, the COO. We talked about so many things during that time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Think Tech Thursday. We switched from having leadership Mondays to Think Tech Thursday. What made you shift that, and how do you come up with those conversations? Because we talked about even growing your YouTube page on Think Tech Thursday. How did you come up with that to say this is what I wanted to pour into the network?
Right. So a lot of people that are in the network are entrepreneurs. They're business people. They own a business. And so with that being said, I felt like it would be really important for us to be able to really go through and have a think tank. If you've never been part of a think tank, it's kind of like green light thinking. You just start sharing out ideas back and forth. And that's the collaborative piece of the network that I love, because you may think that you're there to maybe grow yourself, but you might end up helping somebody else grow with your suggestions and ideas and ways to, that you can explain a specific topic. Now, I go through and I do pick my topics based upon things that are current, things that entrepreneurs need to do, whether it be, business, payments, talking about how to set up a business, or it is, your YouTube channel, your social media. So we've had conversations on a lot. Now, recently, I have been working towards kind of cleaning up my Creative Living Ideas YouTube channel. I have two different YouTube channels. I have Creative Living Ideas, and I have a parent to parent one. My parent to parent one is really clean. And so we went in and I knew I was working on that. And I know that all of the people that join us, they also have YouTube channels that they are trying to grow. And so with that growth, I wanted us to do a couple of things in our think tank. One, share out our YouTube channels, help support each other. And then I wanted to give examples of great YouTube channels, not so great YouTube channels, and really terrific YouTube channels. And we were able to do that by actually digging into our own personally. I did use my CLI one as probably the least organized, which I'm still working on. However, my parent to parent one's really organized, as well as Dr. Sheila Thomas's. Hers is very professionally organized and very user friendly. And so, when we go through and have these conversations about Think Tank, and like on this topic, like Nick just said, you can ask any questions that you have. There's an answer when we get together, and so we might talk about that topic for a while, but then somebody else may say, you know what, I have something that I'd like to talk about tonight. And then their topic can come up. And we can all support, other people. I know that at one point in time, we were kind of helping support some other members. I think Dr. Rowe is one that came to mind. And we were sending some things and ideas her way for her to build out a program. So she was looking at a program she was building out for teens, and we wanted to give her resources. And we shared a whole lot of resources with her to help build her team. Now, she came to just help and support us, and we the team that was there ended up filling her up. And so Think Tank Thursday can be really inspiring for people. It can be really a growth mindset, forward thinking. It can be very technical. We learn a lot of technical things inside there. There's a lot of pieces in that to really help grow your business, your network, and even the role that you have now. Everyone's role in a job usually has some technical piece to it. And so that's going to help grow that as well.
I love that you said that we talked about technical pieces. Another thing that stuck in my brain from Leadership Unlimited, we talked about, that level of budgeting and support. And
yes.
We talked about bionic work. And, if bionic work is, that level of utilization of AI as well, and having that conversation around that. But another thing that actually stuck out to me is our social nights. We had a really great social night, and and the theme was actually Back to the Future.
Yes.
Conversation, and the actual show, and we were talking and doing trivia night and having a conversation around that with the network. And that was actually so fun and engaging. We gave us some prizes. We had some conversations. We got to joke, laugh, reflect. And I love having a conversation.
Yeah. We also, on another social night we had, you remember we had the alma mater night where everybody came and wore whatever their alma mater was, or brought something that represented their alma mater, whether it was, from college, high school, or maybe where they're working currently or something like that, So that was a fun night as well. And we had lots of different questions. It gave us time as network members to get together and to talk about different things. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please throw in your questions, your comments, or whatever, if you want more information about the network. And speaking of alma mater, that's that level of you having people connecting. They come back, they talk about what's going on in your network, your school, your community. And I think it's so fun. And thank you as well, Dr. Rowe, as well. Good seeing you, Annie, as well, for showing up. And I want to kind of get into another video from another member.
Okay.
who decided to show us some time, some love, some effort, and talk about their experience being in the 2350 network. Is that okay?
Yes, I'd love that.
All right.
Hey everyone, I'm Nicole Angay Galindo, but please call me Nick. So I wanted to leave this video. I joined the 2350 network, gosh, over a year ago. I love being here. Damien and Tanya are so warm, welcoming, and extremely supportive. All of the members are the same. You know, life can be pretty tough, business or personally. And I started my business at the beginning of last year. So I'm just getting into the second quarter of the second year in business. And I know that I could not be where I am today without the network's help. Just the friendships, the guidance. I am a hybrid publisher, and they have really supported my authors. You know, they've purchased a couple of the books, they've read them, reviewed them, and that means a great deal. When people are cheering for your success, it makes all the difference. So give the network a try. Bye.
All right. And thank you, Nick, for that, sharing that video. Talking about her journey, her reason, her why, and when she joined the network. We so are appreciative of you spending your time and being part of the network.
Yes, absolutely, Nick. Thank you for sharing that sweet, sweet little story from you. We do cheer you on. We want you to do well, Nick, and you've got an incredible business, and we've learned so much from you as well. And you have given back so much to us, and we've really enjoyed getting to know your authors and having them on and learning more from them. So it is really a great full circle relationship, and that's what we want the network to be like. That's definitely our message and our theme for the network. Absolutely.
Yes, definitely. We have so many great memorable moments with individuals from the network supporting us through both summits and also, with network activity. Like book club is definitely one of those things where network members have decided to come up and say, "Hey, we're going to do a book and have a conversation." Can you walk us through book club?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So we have had, I think we've done 4 books in 2 years, which is pretty good for book club, I think. I've done Atomic Habits and Let Them. So Atomic Habits and Let Them were the 2 books that I led the discussion in. And it was great. We do not ever just know, like, a book study or a book club, whoever's hosting it kind of helps guide and facilitate the discussion. You don't have to have read it. You can, but we do bring forth things to help support you. We know everyone's busy. And so, like, I played some videos and we did some quick little, audio pieces from the book that we were able to find. And then people would be able to hear it during the book club time. And then we would talk about it and share our thoughts and ideas on it. And it's another way for you to instill professional development in yourself. Being on LinkedIn, we are a network of professionals. And so another great resource for you to grow. If you're in a position where you're like, I don't feel like I'm growing anywhere, come to the network because we've got book clubs and things like that. Now, we also have had Leslie Flowers, another one of our amazing network members who has volunteered has volunteered within the network to be able to do 2 other book clubs. So one of them was the 7 Habits, Stephen Covey's book, and she did an amazing job. We met 2 different times and she went over and broke the book down and we talked about the different 7 habits. And then she also did one on Who Moved My Cheese, which was a great book. I think we ended up doing that in 2 different sessions as well. And she just facilitated some really nice little graphics for us. It was a very easy read, very quick read. However, it really was ways for us to internalize how were we in, maybe task completion or in our jobs, like what role did we take in that. decision making, making changes, moving forward, things like that. And it was very eye-opening. And again, I keep saying growth mindset, but it does. When you're looking inward at yourself and you're reflecting on your behaviors and your responses, you're growing at some point in time. So thank you, Leslie Flowers, for doing that. We've got another one coming up soon. We just haven't decided what we want to do it on. We just, finished wrapping that up. We wanted to kind of relaunch our 2350 effect. And so we'll be hitting back into doing another book club here pretty soon.
Yes. Definitely thank you, Leslie Flowers, for that level of support. Thank you for all the network members. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. The thing about this is, I'm not going to say this was easy. I'm not. It was an idea that we had, and we said, let's do it. And the great part about it is, like, we talk about like entrepreneurship, we talk about leadership, we talk about book club, because we have a lot of network members who are publishers, they're authors, they've been in books, they've been in anthologies, they're professionals, they're solopreneur entrepreneurs, you name it. It's all a part of the network. And we look at stuff and we look at products and we look at, we've done this for 2 years, and it looks like it's easy, and it's not easy. It's not. It's a lot of times where, we're looking at each other and we always have to reflect back on where we're at. Like in a 2-year span, we have done a lot in 2 years, and it's easy to get lost in what you don't have versus what you do have.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. In the course of that 2-year span, we have built this network where we've been consistent every month, regardless of where we're at, what we're doing. We do leadership and lemonade at the end of the month. The consistency, the drive, what lights you up. We shifted from the in-person where, members were, we shifted from the Leadership Monday where the members led the Monday event to Think Tank Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We added book club onto the roster of things we did and wanted to do. We have a network meeting every month. We have quarterly social events. We have a network campus where network members can come in and they can actually join the campus, go into the space, and be a part of it. We host 2 yearly summits where we do them in March and in October. Regardless of whatever, we have a March one in October. We're consistent. We do it. We learn. We go through the kinks of it. We bring in new individuals to help support that as well. And it's the level of consistency, and it's also the humbleness and humility to listen and lean on the people around you. And we listen to our network members. They'll say, hey, maybe you should do this, and we will try it. We won't just sit there and just be like, no, we're not going to do it. We'll try it. We had the magazine. In the course of 2 years, we've done so many things because we were brave enough to go out and say, we'll do it.
You're right. You're right. And open enough to receive feedback.
Yeah.
And I think that that's important also as business owners, entrepreneurs, professionals. We have to be open to feedback sometimes. Sometimes we have to say, tell us what you want. It may not be what we wanted, or it may be exactly what we wanted. And we were always willing to try something. And so we have tried a lot of really great things and have come a long way from just an idea. I remember we were wrapping up the Work-Life Balance Summit, and we had such fun with it. And, the greatest thing for me was, you helped support me with that. And then you called me right after and said, well, how do you feel? And I was like, I feel amazing. It was wonderful. And to have somebody come out and say, how do you feel? That was so supportive. And then we talked about how these people that came together for this event were just so incredible and wanted to stay together. And we had kind of been toying with the idea of a network. And then we said, let's just do it. Let's figure it out and we'll do it. And we talked to people and we're able to develop it. And so we have come a long way. And all the way going to now being in person. So this past October, a year and a half in of having the network, we met for the very first time in person at the 2350 Network Retreat. And it was so much fun. They came to St. Charles, Missouri, which is near where I live. We went down to St. Louis. We went to Main Street, St. Charles. We went to Chesterfield area. We were by the Missouri River. So you can see all of those pictures there are all the places that we went together as and had network members coming and going in different spots. And so we absolutely loved this time together. It is amazing. It was great to meet everyone, to see Jackie in person, to see Raheem and June, to see Annika join us, to see Dr. Mel join us, to see Damien. It was just so much fun.
And like people get caught up in the whole, it has to be the biggest thing in the world. You have to have 10 million people to show up. You just have to start it.
Yes.
It'll grow. And I think that was the biggest part about how we approached the past 2 years. Let's not hold ourselves back. Let's make it happen. And I think that's the great part about, the network and the support that we get from people. I want to show the front and covers of the magazine because we had 2 magazines. Sorry. I'm going to put it back on stage. So this was the Healthful Living magazine where we collaborated with Jamie from Healthful Living to create this magazine. And she was a network member. And she is a network member. And we created some stuff. And this is based off the summit. And these are network members. These are people who are not network members. And this is their particular stories on their live event during the virtual wellness. This is a professional work-life balance summit, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Professional work-life balance summit. And you'll see some network members here and some non-network members. And this was a great accomplishment on our part because we wanted to kind of put this together. And see, this was the work-life balance summit. That was one thing that we did and we wanted to accomplish and put together to add to our portfolio of things that we wanted to do and accomplish. And we collaborated with a network member. This is the first one. This is the Virtual Wellness Summit, which became the experience because the experience part of it is we added a magazine. This is myself. This is Kinga, Dr. Mel, Jackie, Daniel. Everybody on this page is a network member. The next page is, everybody on here is a network member. This is how we kind of started the network because we were so busy engaging. Everybody wanted to engage and do things with each other. There was so many collaborations that came out of it. Lee Forrester, Portia, Deanna, Dr. Sheila, Camille, Brenda Lees, Royce, Sir Royce, and Dr. Raheem Young from Welcome to Fatherhood, Jamie, Dwight, and we came up with this and we created it and then we continue to build the network out of it. Leslie Flowers also was a part of that. And these are some of the things that we did in the course of that first time in 2 years, and we were building. And we kind of always collaborate, work together. We took the pause and we always, listen to the people around us to find ways to be supportive and get better.
Yeah. Absolutely. That was really fun putting together the magazines, and Jamie puts together a beautiful magazine. So if anybody's looking for something like that, reach out to Jamie, or Damien and I will get you to Jamie as well. So much fun. So much fun. We do, as Damien was talking about, we have a member meeting every month where we get our members together and we spend some time talking about upcoming events, and we spend time really talking about really what they need. We do some networking activities with them, as well as what do they need. So Damien's showing you right now the 2350 Network Campus. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we meet in the network campus. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The network members can meet with each other consistently on that campus space. Here's on the community room. The QR code where you see on the screen goes to the app. Network members can put stuff inside the app and what's going on in the community. That way network members can know what's going on. We have a group chat as well. There's so many things that go on in the network space. We have a pool room, and it's an interactive community space on the 2350 network campus. This is my office. This used to be Dr. Farron's office. She has some renovations, and this is what the network is. And we also have the network page as well. There's so many things that go on to being a 2350 network member, and we meet here every month. You don't have to be in a situation where you're sitting there like, oh, where's the Zoom link? You have the space and you could go in. Whether we are there or not, network members can enjoy this space. And I love the cool part about it. Like, it has the lobby. It's a campus feeling environment. And there's so many other rooms as well. And we have the network members throw events on an off-campus space as well. So we support the network members with that as well.
Yeah. And it was funny because the very beginning, we were like, well, how are we going to do this? Where are we going to meet? And we thought, well, we'll meet on Zoom. Well, no, then, Damien was able to, learn more about Go Brunch and added that as our campus, which is super cool because everyone just clicks the link. And, like if I'm 1 minute late to the meeting, members are in there chit-chatting with one another because they all have access to the space. They can go in there anytime that they want. So if myself and Christy wanted to meet somewhere, I don't have to send her a Zoom link. I'll say, I'll meet you in the network campus. We host all of our events in the network campus, which is really cool, to be able to do that. And Damien and I meet in the network campus. So that's where we have our meetings as well, and our goals, we've got goals down the road, which we'll get to, but it's nice to, have our members be able to get in there for what it's looking for. So really in the very beginning, we were just really building this. What do we want it to look like? How many events do we want to have per month? What do our meetings look like? What do members get by being a member? So some of the benefits of being a member is something that we have talked through, and our members get discounts to all of the events that we host, whether they are a presenter or they are an attendee. They get discounts to those things. And then they also obviously get invited to our retreats and different events like that we have, any social events that we host. They get to go to those things. And so it's pretty cool, to be able to join all of those pieces as well. And then as well, other network members give other things. I know that Nick had dropped something in, recently the other day about, a network, person being able to have something, or giving, member discounts to write books with her, things like that. So like people are doing those things for each other quite a bit. So there's a lot of benefits of being a member.
And thank you for pointing that out. Thank you to Richard, who of Go Brunch, the founder, creator of Go Brunch. There's where we use the network space, and he's also a 2350 network member. This was created by Eileen, who is not a member, but she did such a great job with this particular space.
She did do a great job designing it. It is a very cool space. Do you have our video, Damien?
Which one?
The one of us in the space?
Nah.
Okay. That's okay.
Okay. You want to go to the YouTube page or the network page?
Sure.
Let's go to the network page to become a member.
Okay.
Let's see if we can do that first.
Sure.
So here's our 2350 network page. We built it out, and here's where you can go to become a member, or you can go to learn more information about the 2350 network, what's going on. The calendar is always updated on the first, no later than the second of the month. So this is a particular space. This is the May calendar. You see our anniversary date is here. Tomorrow we have a network meeting. We have Think Tank. We have Leadership Eliminate. And anything our members would like to have, we'll continue to keep adding on in places and spaces as well. So that's when you get the up-to-minute information on the 2350 network to be a sponsor. And the other part about it is, scroll down a little bit more. Right there. You can even see where our next summit is taking place, and click the link and go to it as well. So much interaction in spaces. And I remember in the beginning, we wanted to keep it separate, but as time moved on, we wanted to integrate it, because we have a lot of times we have a lot of network members who are a part of it. We want to highlight them on that particular summit or the experience as well. We do have a lot of people who are first time presenters as well. Our network members collaborate and make the new presenters or other presenters feel welcome during that time span. So it's an interactive, lovely space as well. To get your tickets to October 9th and 10th Virtual Wellness Professional Work-Life Balance Summit, go to that page. Dr. Fair, you want to talk a little bit more about that?
I do. I want to talk about the summit. So Damien and I are always evolving with these events that we have. And so this particular summit, we're going to change up a little bit. And so we want you to stay tuned to this because we'll be talking more about it, but we're going to change up some of the ways that who's presenting, how long they're presenting. We've got some other ideas that are coming. We've got some panels coming, things like that. So you'll really enjoy this event. So you can get your tickets now. You can get early bird tickets right now for $75 for the 2 days. So I would click that, get that for yourself for Mother's Day, Father's Day, Cinco de Mayo, whatever your reasoning needs to be. Click on it and you can already get your tickets for that. Or if you'd like to be a presenter, you can reach out to myself or Damien. We are currently looking for presenters and for this event, and we'd love to have you join us.
Yeah, and I forgot about that. Early bird tickets are available for $75.
Yeah.
So get them early. Don't wait till the last minute. It's a good opportunity. It's place space, and you also are able to actually watch the replay for 30 days. We are not putting the replays ever on YouTube. That's not going to happen. So
No.
you have the opportunity to watch the replay in the event. So what kind of space will you be able to, attend it and also go back and look over the tips as well? So
Yeah. Can we show the YouTube channel real quick and then we'll go there?
yeah.
So when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Creative Living Ideas YouTube channel, you'll see under live, like this event right now is currently live streaming. You'll see that right down here where it says live. And so you'll see that, there. And then you can catch all of the rest of the live, meet the presenters, things like that we have. Now this is the thing I'm cleaning up. So we'll get this cleaned up a little bit better, but this is where the live is. This is where you'll catch all the effects. You will not catch anything from the actual events. They're not posted on here. So you have to actually go to the event to watch any recordings or see anything like that. So make sure you hit Creative Living Ideas. If you've not followed the YouTube channel, go ahead and click on that and follow it for us. We'd love for you to be a member.
Yeah, follow the page because we're growing a page as well. And also the YouTube page, go to it and follow it as well. Anybody who's on YouTube, please throw in a comment in there so we can show people who are actually on YouTube so they can direct to the page as well. Also visit the 2350 Network page as well on LinkedIn and become part of the following the page and support us as well that way as well. The more we grow the network, the more information we got out there, the more things we can do to help support people. And we're all in the business of helping and supporting.
And I have the page up if you want to share that real quick. So you can also on LinkedIn, there's the 2350 Network page. So you can join us on this page. You can see some of the other posts, the events that we have, things like that we've hosted. We've had friends and family nights. I forgot about that. That's another event that we have. We have friends and family nights. We'll have another one coming this summer. So if you're curious about it, you can check it out. And then you can see the different posts and things like that from our network members. If you're a network member, we're reposting your posts on here. We're sharing about you so you can see more. You can get out into the public a little bit better. So check that out. We would love for you to be able to be on here. So we definitely go in and support our members. As you can see, it is not just Damien and Tanya on this page. There are a lot of people who are members that we love to support the content that they're producing, the things that they're sharing out with the public. So yeah, come join us. And they've got a lot of things to offer.
I like the variety.
I do too. I really do too, you know? And it's so great to see everybody and what they're doing and who's supporting who and what events are coming up. And, you know, you'll see things like this is our Think Tank Thursday. So if you're a network member, you'll see that coming up as well.
Yeah, also pin it, bell it, whatever you want. Star
Yeah.
it in your comments. Make sure you have access to the information as well. All right. How about that? Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Tina has a book.
Tina does have a book out. Yes, I know. Each one you think you're, oh, I'm done. Oh, but wait, but show that what this person's done. Show what this person's done.
Yeah, it's a lovely page for a lot of information as well. We're getting close to the end. The time is going quick. Do you have a question for me? Because I have a question for you.
No, go ahead. Ask me.
What is your 2350 moment or one of them? It's that moment, that time when you were like, you know what? This is going this way. And I'm going to say to myself, I'm not going to let it ruin everything for me. And I'm going to stay focused and be positive.
Y'all, I want to say this. This has been huge. I've learned this from Damien. I feel like I could always classify myself as a pretty positive person, but I could sometimes in the past let 10 minutes of something ruin my day. And I find myself a lot saying, okay, let's really put this into perspective. This is one moment. Let's think about all the other great things that have happened. And let's move on from this moment, whether it's that you didn't get the job or you got a phone call from your kid's school that day, or you went to the restaurant and they gave you the wrong order, you were late for work, you know, all of those things, right, can happen. But I would say probably my most recent 2350 network or my 2350 moment is a pretty big one. My husband had a health condition and it was serious. But I didn't dwell on it. And he's fine now, but I didn't dwell on it. And that was something that was nice to not do, you know, to be able to say, okay, let's think about this moment and let's think about all the other great moments we've had so far and what can we do differently. Really a great mindset shift. Yeah. Thank you. Me too. Thank you,
And
Chris.
I know that was definitely a big moment for you.
It was a big moment. Yes.
Yeah. It made me to navigate and deal with that. And, you know, like you reached out to me in real time. And I'm like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I checked in to see if you were okay. And the thing about it is, life is life, and it happens, and things happen when we have no clue about it, and also changes, or it can open up your perspective to what goes on. And I'm glad that everything is okay with your husband.
Thank you.
And your family, because it definitely it was a scary time. So
yeah,
you know, and a lot to navigate.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. How about you, Damien? What's your 2350 moment?
I think my 2350 moment, it pertains to the network and us, was the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit Part 1. I was tasked I did two presentations. The first presentation, you know, I was in the room, I was in the space all day long. And then when it was time for my presentation, and I bought a laptop specifically for the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit, and it wouldn't let me in.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my old laptop trying to get in. I had my tablet trying to get in, and it would not let me in. It would not let me start the room, and you started the room for me. And I remember people not really understanding or knowing what really was going on. And you were talking, I got into the room, and while I was in the room, I'm trying to transfer from my tablet to the laptop, and I'm transferring, and I'm doing my presentation off of the tablet and the laptop, and I remember telling myself to just breathe. I've done a lot of presentations. I've spoke at colleges and universities. I spoke at elementary and middle schools and high schools. I've spoken in rooms, professional development, virtual, you name it, I've done it. And I've always said to myself, you got to know the material, take a deep breath, and you'll be okay. My biggest fear always was if the technology failed. I've been in situations when I've been in a space and the technology failed, but I knew the material and I would just do it by memory and interactive in a public space. It was harder when it was a virtual setting and I couldn't even get in. And I told myself, breathe. You'll be all right. You know, there's so many things that are more important that are going on in life. Your partner, the person got your back who's in there, and she's holding the space. And that was my 2350 moment. I was like, this is not going to ruin my day. I will persevere. And once I get in, it won't even matter. And it didn't matter. And the thing about it is I always talk about it because I want to pay it forward. And I want our new presenters to know that it's okay for it not to be 100% perfect. We want it to be authentic. We want it to be you. We want you to own your space. And once you do that, you have fun with it, you will be okay. So that was my 2350 moment.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. And it was, and you just navigated right on through it. It worked out fine. And I love that. Thank you, Dr. Rowe, for sharing. Emotional maturity supports a healthy mindset, right? And that's what we're learning from each other. You know, in this network, we're learning some things like emotional maturity and how do we handle tough situations, difficult conversations, you know, new technology that we don't know anything about that we need to be taught. There's so many things about that. Thank you, Christy, for sharing your 2350 moments. And, you know, we're in your corner. We're rooting for you, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. We are.
So time's going, it flows, and it flows because we have a system. We know we feed off each other's energy, and we're at this point.
Yeah.
Closing with a quote. So closing with a quote is this thing that Dr. Farron came up, and I think it was definitely a great idea to actually end things off with a quote, so people can have something that they can sit with and live with throughout. So drop your favorite quote into the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah. What is your favorite? What is your favorite quote or the quote you want to go with, Dr.
Yeah. Well, I want to go with my favorite quote of all time, and I have it hanging in my office here. I have it on my, my image here on LinkedIn, but it's be the change you wish to see in this world. So if you want to create or you want something new, be the change, create it, be a part of it, develop it, change your mindset. So if you want things to change, start with what you can control. Be the change.
Thank you for that. I think that's definitely a good quote. Be the change, and I think it's definitely blends with our 2 years. Like, we wanted to be change agents. Yes. We wanted to do something different. We wanted to create the network, and we didn't want to be the people who stopped ourselves with the whole "we can't do it." We what if it ain't perfect? We don't have 10,000 members. We are appreciative of all the members we have that are part of our group and our network. So for me, continue to throw your quotes in there as well. We love to see them. We'll follow up. Any feedback, you can message us directly. And mine is this: don't let 10 minutes of a bad moment disrupt the other 23 hours and 50 minutes of your day. Make every minute of every day count. The 2350 Network. It's time to bring people together.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I'm excited for what's coming. So those of you stick around, stay tuned. We've got great shows lined up already for the next, coming weeks. We are off Memorial Day weekend. There's a couple weekends here and there that we are off coming up, but stay tuned with us. We've got some great content coming, and we've got another great event coming, the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit in October.
And if you're interested in becoming a virtual a Professional Work-Life Balance Summit presenter, please reach out to myself, Dr. Tanya, Dr. Farron, whatever you want to call her. But call her, reach out to us, send a message. And if you have somebody who you think would be great fit to be a part of the network or one of the summits, please reach out as well.
Yeah, let us know. And thanks, Damien. Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Yeah, thank you for being my co-founder of the network and co-collaborator on these events. I appreciate you.
Yeah. All right. So with that said, we'll see you next week.
Yeah. See ya. Bye.